Today we're going to be talking about health and well-being, specifically health and well-being of a family, a generic family that we're going to put together to tell a little bit of a story about how a home design can have a huge impact moving forward on a given family. Now, this given family currently live in a small home that's going to be a knockdown and rebuilt with a new passive house. And what we're going to do is we're going to highlight the individual issues that each of the family members have, and then we're going to look at the solutions and how passive house can solve those individual problems. So if you're interested in that, stick with us. This is going to be an interesting one as we go through each of these specific problems. Okay, so here's Sarah. Sarah's the mom of the house. She's an accountant and she works from home full time. And she's a bit of a fitness fanatic in her spare time. So, what's her problems that she has? Well, she's a very busy mom. She obviously has a balancing of managing the kids and work at the same time. Her internal environment isn't helping with that. She's highly stressed because of her work and the balancing of the family generally and maintaining the home. She's got severe allergies and she doesn't seem to be able to get any relief from it. The house is always too hot or too cold for her. She has to have the air conditioning on or the heating on constantly and wearing Ugg boots and a lot of clothes and at times and then stripping off at others, just severely uncomfortable. Matt is the dad, and he's an insurance executive. He has to drive an hour to work and back every day, which is highly stressful, and he loves eating out. His problems is, again, he's very busy. He gets up early, gets to work, has to drive the long distance, as I said. It causes a lot of stress. He doesn't sleep well, and this is impacting him, his concentration at work and generally his mood. He's stressed about money all the time. Finances in the home, the house costs a fortune to run, and the maintenance of the home is a lot as well. And he just got overlooked for a promotion. Tom, their son, he's in the seventh grade and he loves playing football and he wants to be a pilot. But he's asthmatic, so he really struggles to actually play football and be able to do the things that he really loves doing. He struggles with schoolwork because, well, he can't do his homework at home to a good standard because, as we'll find out in a minute, he sleeps in the same bedroom as his younger sister, and she's got ADHD, and he has a lot of difficulty concentrating and getting the attention at home required to help him with his studies, and he also doesn't sleep very well as well. That's affecting his concentration. So here is Zoe, the daughter, and she's in the fifth grade. She's a tomboy. She absolutely loves playing piano and she really wants to be an actor. She's a proper performer. But she gets sick a lot. She is constantly got the cold or a flu or whatever virus is going around. She shares a bedroom, as I said, with her brother, and she's got ADHD, which means she requires quite a lot of attention. So let's break down each of the family's problems and we'll look at some solutions. So starting with Sarah, she's got severe allergies. Well, how do we solve that? Well, we need to eliminate the allergens and irritants from the internal space. And, she spends 90% of her time at home in that living space. And so that is the place that we really need to make sure that it's healthy for her. And so, how do we do this? We need to ensure that the new home is built with an airtight construction, first of all. And that means that any allergens from the outside, pollen, dust, and dander, are not allowed to come into the home in the first place. And then secondly, any that does come into the home, we've got a ventilation system with high quality filters that's going to filter that internal air and remove any remaining irritants in the air quality so that she has ideal air quality to manage her allergens. And that should mean that she won't have concerns ongoing with allergies when she's at home. She's highly stressed. So what is the solution for this? So we need to think about creating a calm home, first of all, somewhere that she's going to feel really calm and peaceful within. And then functional. So something that really works exactly the way that she wants it to. So everything's got its place and it's exactly where it needs to be. And then dedicated spaces fit for purpose. So, for instance, for her, she works on the dining room table. She needs to put everything away at the end of the day for dinner. It's just a constant mess of stuff around. So again, making sure she's got dedicated spaces for each function. Lots of natural light throughout the home, and this is going to help a lot. So strategies, acoustic zoning. So whenever the kids come at home, she's in her workspace. She can have that peace and quiet if she needs it, so she can zone out. Biophilic design, so connecting the internal spaces aesthetically and materiality with nature, so using natural materials as much as possible. Full height windows and doors so that we can connect her to the outside world. Beautiful natural light and air through the building that really represents more of what the outside feeling is, without obviously the temperature being a concern. And then thoughtful space planning aligned with their family needs. So again, yeah, just making sure that the space planning really works for her family and every hour of the day has been considered. And then she's got discomfort due to the temperature fluctuation. So the solution for that is obviously ensure consistent indoor comfortable temperatures. How do we do that? So first of all, we need to orientate the home. So it's getting as much free energy from the sun, but we're also ensuring that we're shading the building appropriately. So it's not getting overheated. And we're really understanding how the building is working with the natural environment. And then we really look at the building envelope itself and how do we actually make that a barrier between the inside conditioned space and the outside conditions. So to do that, we need high levels of insulation and airtight construction. And then with the lack of personal workspace, well, we need a provider with a dedicated functional workspace that supports her productivity at home. How do we do that? Well, we need to consider the zoning within the home itself and the specific use that she's going to be using it for, and then ergonomic design within that space so that she's very comfortable in there. Matt, her husband, so poor sleep quality. So how do we solve that? So we need to reduce noise intrusion. The home is on the site for the new home and the existing home is on a busy road. So there's a lot of noise intrusion from outside that comes in. We need to reduce that. And we also need to reduce the level of CO2. And so two adults sleeping in a bedroom will create a lot of CO2 throughout the night. If that builds up to a certain level, it can affect your cognitive ability, which means that you don't fall into deep sleep in the way that you should. And so that really impacts Matt's sleep and has a big impact on his life generally. So strategies to solve this, well, we need to have a really good insulated building envelope, acoustic zoning and high quality windows to really make sure that that space is acoustically isolated from the outside world. And then a ventilation system that removes the CO2 and makes sure that the levels are correct for sleep. So high home energy and maintenance bills is a big concern for him. So the solutions would be reduce home energy bills and lower the maintenance requirements within the new home. Strategies to do this? Well, we need to create high quality building design, materials and workmanship. And these sort of simple things, making sure the building's put together really well. It's designed for optimal use and minimal maintenance over time. And putting simple systems into the building, reducing the need for mechanical systems and heating and cooling systems that require ongoing maintenance, instead providing minimal systems that are going to work for the building and for the lifestyle. And then finally, on-site renewables. So created a building performance here with that's going to really reduce the need for energy, and then any energy that is required is supplied by these on-site renewables. So the mispromotion, you might say, well, how is a house going to help that problem? So the solutions may be to really think about Matt's overall health and his productivity through better living quality. So it's about ensuring that when he comes home from work, he's got the ability to switch off. He's got a calm environment. He's got a really enjoyable space to be in, somewhere that isn't bothering him, and so on. So the strategies for that could be combining noise reduction, consistent indoor air quality, again, biophilia, thermal comfort, and lowering those ongoing running costs. So it's reducing his stress level overall. So all of these things put together will make Matt feel a lot better on day to day. This coupled then with his better sleep will mean that he's performing better at work, and he may then not have issues with getting promotions moving forward in the future. He will thrive instead. The last one for Matt is he's embarrassed to socialize at home. So the solution for that would be to create beautiful spaces to encourage social connection. So he would be proud to invite his friends over. And strategies for that, well, we need to design suitable settings to work for both the family and larger social events. So we're not talking about, creating dedicated spaces for these social things, but ensuring that it is multi-purpose. It works for the whole family at all times, and we're taking care of it holistically. Then Tom, their son, so he's got asthma and respiratory concerns. And so the solution for that or the home would be to remove airborne pollutants and conditions for mold growth, because we've got a feeling the mold growth could have, in the previous home, may be a big contributor to Tom's asthma and respiratory concerns. And so strategies for this may be things like airtight structure and proper insulation. And so that's really, again, making sure the contaminants are not getting into the building. And then moisture control with mechanical ventilation that's stopping the moisture buildup within the home and ensuring that mold growth doesn't happen. And so we're removing the moisture from the building. We've designed the building structure so that it doesn't allow mold to happen within the structure itself where we couldn't see it. And it's making sure that's a nice, healthy environment. And then using low VOC materials, so as little chemicals in the home as possible in the materials, and then educating the family on how different VOCs and chemicals and cleaning products and furniture and things that you bring into the home can really impact Tom's life generally. And then difficulty concentrating on schoolwork. So from a home perspective, we can provide quiet, well-lit spaces for studying and better sleep conditions. Strategies for that is zoned quiet spaces, so giving him his own zone bedroom that's acoustically separated, biophilic design, acoustic planning generally, so that he can have his peace and quiet, and ventilation systems removing that CO2 again. So those should really help Tom to thrive as well. So then Zoe. So Zoe's got these frequent illnesses from poor air quality, colds and flus. So the solution for her would be to maintain consistent, clean, virus-free filtered air. So how do we do that? Well, we again need to think about the ventilation system and filter that internal space. So we're taking these viruses out of the air in the first place, and then create an airtight construction to stop the viruses coming into the home itself. And then we need to think about the temperature within the home as well and the fluctuation of that. So it's often the drafts, it's the fluctuation in temperature that actually feeds these viruses. And so if we have a consistent, maintained internal temperature, these viruses are not going to be able to thrive. And so moving on then to the next one. So she shares a bedroom with her brother, so she's got a lack of personal space for her music passion. And we need to therefore create tailored spaces specifically for her to relax, thrive, and express herself creatively. She needs her personalized zoned spaces to be away from other places or acoustically separated at least, and a human-centric interior design with acoustic control so that it's really focused on exactly what she needs to actually be able to do what she needs to do in her own passions. And then with her ADHD, so it's a difficult one, but we can certainly do things like creating a calm, functional home where her needs are well considered. We can look after her from that point of view. And we can do this through ensuring we've got biophilic design internally, acoustic separation for calmness, and then functional simplicity so that it's easier to look after her. Everything's in its place and her needs are well fulfilled, and the care of other people doesn't need to be as demanding in that instance so that it can be a happier home. So in summary, let's just have a look at the family and what the overall solutions for this are and what we need to do for the house. So for Emily with her allergies, passive house is the solution for the allergies. With her stress, we need to think about the functional design and biophilic design. They're going to make her feel a lot better and be able to function better during a normal day. From a thermal comfort point of view, we need to ensure the house is getting as much free energy as possible from the outside environment. And then a passive house design that's going to be a barrier between her and the outside temperatures. Work-home balance, really thinking about the functional design and the acoustics of the home to make an ideal scenario for her. With Matt's sleep, passive house again is the solution. So creating that really great barrier between you and the outside world, coupled with acoustics, and then the ventilation system, which is part of passive house to remove that CO2. From the financial stresses, the passive house, again, although it costs a little bit more to build in the first instance, the home itself will actually have a lot lower ongoing running costs. And then with renewables, he can be net positive in regard to his bills for this home moving forward. Professional development, passive house design, and a biophilic design will really create a calm environment for him to be able to rest and recover so that he can go back and really thrive at work and progress his development at work. And social connection, somewhere that he's proud to be in. So thinking about the acoustic design and then thinking about how the function of the home will work for not only having the social events, but for the family in general. And then Tom, with his asthma and health, passive house again is the big solution for that. His concentration, again, passive house and acoustics really are the big answer. Illnesses for Zoe, really it's the mechanical ventilation and the passive house envelope of the building is really going to control the illnesses and solve that for her. Personal space, ensure we've got good functional design and acoustics, and with her ADHD, a functional design and acoustics again, really trying to reduce the influence of that condition on the family overall and making sure that she thrives moving into the future. So there you have it. Taking a generic family there, we've looked at their specific problems, largely to do with health and well-being. If your family is dealing with health and well-being issues similar to these, just think about how your home may be impacting your life. Is there a way that when you're thinking about building your new home, we can actually solve these problems through design? It would be a shame not to. Thank you for watching.